We must be live now, ain't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, now, yes.
Are we?
Yes. Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's now there.
Sawa.
Yeah, we are live now.
So I think now we can kick off as the others join us. Good afternoon, good evening, and wengine ni good whatever. Popote mliko, everywhere, wherever you are, everybody, wherever you are. Welcome to Quick. Sorry, was somebody saying something? Oh, welcome to an investment Zoom. I will say something shortly about Quick because this evening we have Mr. Jimmy and his team over here who are going to talk about some investment that they're doing. As you know, that part of what Quick does is to empower women to invest both here and also back home, not only in the social development, but economical development. And right now, the economy looks like the euro is gaining, and many of us would like to invest back home, as we've seen most of the posts in the group that people are like, hey, it's now that right time to invest. How do you go about it? And Mr. Jimmy Gatonje, please tell me, remind me the other name, your son, mimi namwitanga Jimmy. So Jimmy was introduced to me by some of his customers. And I thought, wow, this is something that will be really very good for diasporans, especially when it comes to building. We all know what most diasporans, not all, but most of us, more than half of us go through when it comes to building and relying on relatives back home. So with me here, Mr. Jimmy, is Charity. That is our Charity Wairimulats. That is our community manager. She will say hi. And then we have so many representatives from different provinces. We have Purity, we have, I saw Cynthia, I saw Emma, May, Monica, Caroline Nyambura. Carol Nyambura is also an accountant within Quig, so she's in the board. She's one of the board members. And I say karibuni nyinyi wote, welcome. From here, I'm going to give Mr. Jimmy the microphone so that at least he can tell us, he can introduce his team, and after introducing his team, he will tell us what exactly Promitto is all about. Prepare your questions. We'll have a Q&A session. And Charity, please, or any of you of the Bundesländer representatives, keep on checking also in the Facebook group, our Facebook group, if there are questions that are arising from there, so we can bring them up during our Q&A session. Yeah, sawa, karibu sana, karibuni nyinyi wote. Mr. Jimmy, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Jackie, and good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Habari zenu. It's really raining in Nairobi a lot. Actually, most of the parts now, it's really raining in Nairobi. My name is Jimmy Kagoni. With me is John Nyambuto. He's one of my colleagues. And I'd also seen Adrian here. I'm also expecting somebody else to join who does most of our media. I'm expecting Maina Kagoni to join as and when he can be able to join. So that will be the team that is dealing with Promitto. Yes, thanks, Jackie, again for that introduction. I'll just introduce Promitto and let you know what we do. So Promitto Limited is a corporation that we assist mainly Kenyan in diaspora to do construction work. We do it in two ways. One is that we assist them through funding, and number two is that we implement the construction for them. Our clients are anybody who has a plot or a land and they would want to develop, but because of the many challenges that involve construction, they are not able to do so. and therefore they are either looking for funds, and because of the complications sometimes of getting funding from where you are, or sometimes also applying that funding on this end, you are not able to get that. And then on the other side, assuming that you even have the funds, to get a trustworthy partner who could be able to do so. We have listened to a number of stories. I think almost every diaspora has a story or an experience they have had when it comes to wanting to implement their project. So Promitto, now we assist our members to do that construction work. We fund them 70%. And then on the other side, we implement that. We have a panel of engineers and contractors. So immediately that we onboard you, we appoint one of them to start implementing what we have agreed. So in a nutshell, we start by registering the member. We open an account for you. You become our member. And then thereafter, we do a site visit to see where your property is or where it is located. And then we assess the kind of construction that you'd want to take up. Could it be a residential house, or could it be some commercial flats that you wanted to invest in? And then after that, we prepare for you the drawings in case you have opted to take any of our drawings from our product. And then we also prepare for you a cost estimate, what many people call a BQ or bill of quantities. And then we also prepare for you a 3D image that will show you exactly how your product will look like or how your house will look like eventually. So after that, we share with you, and we'll ask you to go through them, internalize. If you are comfortable, or if you want any amendment we do on the drawings, we have all the time to do that. That period takes an average of like a week or 2 weeks. And then thereafter, we will fund you 70% as we ask you to commit 30%. And then we also do a little bit of documentation, which involve an agreement of what we have discussed. And then if we are funding you the money, then we'll ask you that you give us the title so that we can charge it. It is going to be our security during that period of our engagement with you. And then immediately after that, we start constructing for you. So we start with a groundbreaking. It's something that we have adopted as a policy within the company, that we do a groundbreaking. If you are a Christian, we'll ask you to send us maybe a reverend or somebody from here, and then who can help us to do just a ceremony, because construction can actually be quite something. You really need that moment to be quite peaceful and just to clean up the land and be set for it. But depending on whatever religious faith that you subscribe to, then we do a groundbreaking, which is like a small ceremony. And then thereafter, we start constructing for you, and we start sharing photos and images for you, possibly on a daily basis or occasionally as we carry on. Then we'll ask you if you have somebody who you are able to send independently also to be checking on what we are implementing. Then you can always send that person to be checking what we are doing for you as we share the images. Of course, there'll be a lot of consultation in between. For instance, when it comes to, let me give an example of painting, we will consult you on what is your preference. When it comes to something like tiles, we'll ask you what is the preference of the tiles that you'd want that are within your reach. There'll be a lot of engagement just to consult you. For instance, when we do the kitchen, many people nowadays would want what they call an open kitchen. Others would want a closed kind of kitchen. There'll be a lot of engagement that would be due to ask you, now we are at this level. Would you prefer we go this direction? And of course, we will guide you so that you're able to make that decision in the right way, just to know exactly what you need to do. Then thereafter, is that we are also expecting you, as we start, we give you a grace period of approximately 60 days, and then we'll ask you now to start making your payment. So if we had agreed, for instance, we have funded you 70% of the money, and let's say your repayment installment on monthly basis is approximately 80,000. So we'll ask you after the 60 days to start making a little bit, to start making that payment. It is our way of assessing you and your ability to be able to pay, because we don't ask all the other documents, for instance, like 6 month statement or 3 years audited accounts and all that. We assess your ability to repay during that period when we are constructing. The way we are able to move together is how we are able to tell whether you have the ability to actually service your loan for the next couple of years, as we might have agreed. Just in case you're able to raise the money before and you'd want to exit, that is also possible. Then all the houses that are 4-bedroom, for instance, residential, 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, DSQ and others, we estimate to finish up all those, or we normally give our schedule over 6 months, approximately 6 months to have completed that. So within 6 months, we are done, and then we give you an occupation certificate and we exit your place. So you are expected now just to be servicing our loan, and then we'll be left with your title as the security up and until when you are done with our facility, and then we can clear each other. Then in case the house that we are doing is a 5-bedroom or is a commercial, then the work schedule is going to be determined by the size of the house that we are building for you. If it is a commercial, that might take a little bit of time because there is a bit of work that need to be done. Again, also a 5-bedroom specification that will also take a little bit of time. We accommodate clients who also come with their own design. If you come with your own designs and your own drawings, we also accommodate them. We'll take, so what we do is that during the site visit, we will carry your design to go. It's what we will use to assess the terrain, everything that we would check on technically, whether that is implementable in your plot. If that is doable, then we proceed to get the cost estimates for you. In case you only have a design, an idea in your head, we also ask you to tell us that. What we do is that we'll also draw for you because we have an architect in-house. So we'll ask them to implement the drawings for you. And again, we'll discuss this with you, take you through, see whether you are comfortable. This is what you wanted. But now we will charge you a little some money for a bungalow drawings. We'll charge you 60,000. For a mansionette, we'll charge you 80,000, and for commercial, we'll charge you 180,000. Then thereafter, we'll proceed with these other steps, just like we had done normally if you had picked one of our programs. So immediately we ask you to do that 1%. We do 70% for you. We appoint one of the engineers or contractors among us to start implementing that for you. And we continue sharing images and photos for you of what we are doing. And then we carry on with the works. We also do finishes. Maybe you started a house, but at some point you are not able to complete it because of various reasons, and you are just wondering how to complete. We also do so. What we'll do is that we'll also visit the site, go and assess the remaining works, prepare a bill of quantities for the remaining works, share it with you. We ask you to do 30%, we do 70% for you. And in the same kind of terms, we proceed to implement or to finish up the works for you. Our loans, we charge them at 12% in the 12% reducing balance per annum. That is like a 1% per month. So they are quite friendly and quite affordable. I think we'd almost pride ourselves to be the most competitive when it comes to mortgaging interest rates in the country currently. And then the security we ask for is the security of where we are building. Some people come to us say that I don't have a title for this particular property, but I have another title. Now that will ask you we do a variation report so that we ensure that the variation cost or the variation report of the other property or the alternative property that you want to share with us is of a higher value than what we are doing here. So to avoid all that, we ask our members to give us the title where we are building. And that way we avoid now doing the variation report. And our argument is simple, that even if your plot had not attained the correct value of the amount of money that we are investing on your property, by the time we put that property or by the time we develop that property, definitely it's going to attain that value. So it's more secure for us. It's also more easier for you rather than subjecting you to all the valuation reports. But again, if you do not have that document, then there is a small leeway where we can take another property as a security as on condition that at least it's of a higher value than what we are going to put up on this other end. And then the other bit is that there are some people who come and they say, I just want to start saving my money as I know how much, or rather, as I accumulate some savings towards the development that I want to take up, and we also allow them to do so. Currently, a 2-bedroom house from our product, we are giving it at 2.9. A 3-bedroom house, we are giving it at 3.9. If you want a flat roof, a 3-bedroom bungalow, we give it at 4.1. If you want a 3-bedroom that has a capacity that you can develop later on top of it, we give it at 4.7. If you want a 4-bedroom that is mansion, a 4-bedroom mansion, we give it at 5.9 million. If you want a 5-bedroom that is also a mansion, we give it at 8.9 million. We cluster our products into 3. We cluster them as per the finishes. There is what we call the standard finishes. Standard finishes is a good house, complete, beautiful, with no much manduido. What I mean by that is that you'll find very nice basic tiles, very nice basic painting works, very nice doors, what we call the flash doors. That's what I mean. But there's some people would want, for instance, the tiles you'd want, maybe we do the wooden ones. When it comes to windows, you want us to do the aluminum windows. When it comes to outside, you want us to do what we call cladding, all that. So we take that now to the next level, which we call the hybrid. So the level number 1 is the standard, level number 2 is a hybrid. And if you want a very extreme finishing that is a high end, we call it a high end finishes. That is the basis where we use to calculate our house. In construction, we use square meters as the parameter or the units to calculate the costing of the house. So standard finishes, we give them at 27,000 per square meter. So when you take, for instance, a 2-bedroom, most of the time you'll find most 2-bedroom bungalow, they range between 45 square meters and up to around 60 square meters. When you take a 3-bedroom, most of them will range between 95 square meters all the way to approximately 120, 130 square meters. When you take a 4-bedroom house, you realize that they range between 170, 180 square meters, all the way to possibly 260 to 270 square meters. That's an average of a 4-bedroom mansion. And then the 5-bedroom would be higher than that. So when we say standard finishes, we are costing them at 27,000. You just need to take 27,000, you multiply with the floor area, or rather the square meter of the house, let's say like 50 square meters, then you find what is the price for that house. If you want us to do the hybrid, which is a bit advanced, like I have mentioned, then we cost it at that 2,000 per square meter. That 2,000 per square meter. So again, you just need to take the square meters for the for your house, then you multiply that with that 2,000. If you want high end, just like the name suggests, it's quite high. That one will take it from 48,000 all the way to 60,000, depending on what finishes you are looking for, because different people will be asking for different preferences. So you'll find the range will start from that end. The National Construction Authority has said, for instance, these are the prices they have given for per square meter, or rather the guidance per square meter. For standard finishes, they give between 30 and 35. What we are costing 27,000 is what they cost 30 to 35,000 standard finishes, depending on where and many other reasons. For hybrid, hiyo ya katikati, that is what you'll find that they are costing between 35,000 all the way to 45,000. And then they have given a guidance that for high end, the costing could be around from 50,000 all the way up, depending on what preferences that you are looking for. Now, on that, we pride ourselves to be the most competitive because we are mainly into affordable housing. We try and see by the virtue of the economy of scale, we try to see how we can standardize that to try and assist our members be able to get our products or the housing in an easier way. What Promitto is trying to do is to assist in two ways, or is trying to solve two problems. One is the challenge of financing. Many of you will agree with me that putting all those savings together is not easy. I don't think construction has ever been easy anywhere. So sometimes when you're preparing to put that money together, it's a little bit difficult. So Promitto is coming to assist members to see how we can assist you with financing, and then you pay pole as per your ability, because possibly you could be able to raise that money, but you are not able to raise it at once. And sometimes saving is not for everybody. That sometimes that discipline doesn't come easily because there are other things that you need to attend to. Number two is to assist through the construction process. The construction process itself can be hectic. Currently, there are 12 licenses that you need to acquire when you are constructing. You start with the physical planning, you go to the approvals that you need to do with the county council, you go with the licenses that you need to acquire with the National Construction Authority, the NCA. There is a public health license that you need to acquire. I know many people have been able to have a shortcut, and sometimes you don't follow the entire route, but generally there are 12 licenses that you are supposed to acquire when you are doing construction, and that can be quite hectic. In fact, many people do not even know where these offices are. You only start a construction and all of a sudden, boom, you see everybody has appeared. You see from Kanjo are here, you see the NC are here, you see these others are here, and all of them is about money. All the license that you need to obtain is basically about money, and that can actually be quite hectic. Then from the approval process, assuming that you have been able to acquire the entire 12 of them, then you come to the contractor. Now, contractors is another ballgame altogether, or rather what we might even call them mafundis. Managing them is work itself. This one is implementing their holdings, or these ones are not reliable, or these ones are using substandard materials, or even these other ones are exaggerating everything, and it becomes extremely difficult to be able to carry out that process. Then the other level is to monitor. We appreciate that this is not your field, and so you are not here every day to keep checking what is going on, and therefore you do not have all the time to keep checking what did they do. Did they do the slab today? Are we at walling today? Has it been done in the correct way? Are we at windows? Are we doing the mechanical works today? Have they been done to the standard? So sometimes also supervision becomes really difficult. So as Promitto, when we were coming up with the idea, what we were trying to do is to solve all that, so such that you do not have to deal with many people. You only have one person who shared with you the drawings, and we shared with you the 3D images. So even if you do not understand a lot of construction things, you can just check on your image and say, this is what I asked for. This window is not where we agreed that it should be. The structural drawings, this is what we have agreed. It becomes quite easy such that you can monitor it from a piece. You do not have to keep calling every day, this is happening and all that, and those kind of things. And then the other challenge was sometimes also finding a trustworthy partner who could actually do this for you. And I know many of you, the challenge that you have gone through, sometimes trusting the relatives, sometimes is the neighbors, sometimes is the former schoolmates, and all that. And our concept was, how about if we build with our own money, such that the liability now is to us? We build with our own money, and we shift that risk from you to us, so that now you are left just to pay our money. And that gives a lot of relief, because you are just making a small commitment, so that we also know that we are dealing with serious clients and people who are willing also to repay their money thereafter. So we shifted that liability by saying we will be using our own money, and then you are left to pay. There are many people who come to us and say, Jimmy, I actually have the money. What I want to do is just to do the 30%, and I'm willing to pay this the rest of the money as you implement my project. I actually do not want you alone. And we tell them that's okay. What we'll only charge you is what we call the management fee of 10%, because our guys will be implementing your work and you want us to be giving you reports and you want people to be visiting your site and all that. And so we just charge you that and we just implement it as per certificate. We do possibly the foundation or what we call the substructure level, and we tell you, look at it, are you comfortable? Good. Can we move to the next? Yes. We do the level, or we do the walling up to the next slab. Are we good? Yes. We get to the roofing and then we finish up. And maybe if it is a 4-bedroom house going downwards, then we have already implemented that, and then we clear each other. By the 6 months, you clear the money, we are off each other, we give you the occupation certificate and a 12 months guarantee for the house, and then we let you be. So basically, there are people who come, they say, my issue is not the funding aspect. My issue is whether you can implement this for me. The other people will say, can I start from drawings? And we just do the drawings for you and we leave it at that. Then maybe later you come and say, can we implement the drawings from here? And we move to the next level. That also happens. And then I'm just picking the different categories of people who we have interacted with. There are other people who will come and say, I have my own drawings, like I had mentioned earlier. I am able to pay, let's say, 50% or 60%. So the only funding I'm looking for is only 40% to be able to complete that. That we also accommodate. We are also now building for people who want to sell. So your idea is to construct with the name of selling. And because we do a lot of media publicity, we'll advertise the project from the onset that this is something that we are doing for our client. The client is doing this to sell this property. It will be legend at this price. So we also assist you now to sell on the other side. So as we build, we are also publicizing for you, and we will not charge you to publicize that on our media. We'll use it as part of our profile and say client ABCD is here. This one that they are putting up this house in location this, and it's purely for purposes of sale. So we assist you also to invest or to make something out of your real estate investment if you just wanted to develop for purposes of selling. That is basically then in a nutshell what Promitto is all about and what we do. And currently we are doing approximately 208 projects ongoing in the country for various clients in different parts. Some of them are in your country, others are elsewhere, and others are actually in this country. Our portfolio country, we are doing projects that are approximately 880 million, the ones that we are carrying out when they are all aggregated. Those are the projects that we have. Jackie, that's basically in a nutshell. Maybe as I see Porter, you can react to that.
Oh, thank you very much for this informative part of Promitto. I'm really, really amazed how much work you guys are doing. I know there are some questions that are going to come up, but if I may just start off as you sip your water. Jimmy, how long have you guys been on the market? Because you're muted.
So we wanted to start slightly after COVID, and then we were blocked by COVID. So we'd say slightly like a year plus, yes, thereabout.
Yeah, this is such a young project and already making such progress. Tafadhali mshikilie hapo. So don't, you know, as diasporans, we are always like quite skeptical. But now that we have somebody who is on the ground, I always say, keep the fire burning and don't be like, you've just started and then you fall down and you make us go like, oh, kwani kumendaje? Yeah, so keep the fire burning. I'm sure there's so many, you said you're building in Kenya. Are you only building in Kenya? Because I have some few friends from Zambia who are in here, and I told them, hey, Promitto has projects also in Zambia. Maybe you can say something about that.
Yes, we are doing.
And Joanne.
Thanks, Jackie. I should have been aware.
Because you only talked about Kenya.
Yes. And thanks a lot for the members who could be joining us from Zambia. Yes, we are doing 20 units in Lusaka. I keep forgetting that location of that place. Yes, but we are also building elsewhere. We have 2 projects in Zanzibar, and we have 20 houses that we are doing in Lusaka for a group of clients who live in Europe, in various parts of Europe. Yes, it's not just Kenya.
So you're all over Africa, kind of. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
No, sawa. Can you share some of the plans that you do have? Maybe you can do a short share your screen with us, some of the plans that you have as we prepare for the Q&A session. Charity, may you please check in the Facebook group, and also in here, anybody who has a question, it will be good if we go by raise of hands so that you can be picked up, and then you can unmute and ask your question. Let's use the button, the icon, so it's better. I can see you much better if you use the icon.
So Jackie, do you want that?
Let's start with the people here as you collect all the questions in the group, Charity. First of all,
Okay.
how many people are on the Facebook group? Facebook group?
There are about how many? I can see 16. I can see 16.
Actually.
18, yeah.
Okay, sawa. So Harriet, I can see your hand up, but I saw Susan's first. She didn't use the icon. Maybe Susan and then Harriet.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my only question was, when this 75% loan from yourselves, let me call it a loan, when you say the project is finished in 6 months, does that mean the 75% loan should be repayable in the 6 months?
Jimmy or John, the question is directed to you.
Yes. Can I pick one or two, or I can just respond immediately?
Maybe you can just respond immediately as we continue.
Okay, thank you. And thanks for your question. The loan is actually 70%, a maximum of 70%.
70. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And no, it's we give it up to 7 years. I forgot to say so. For residential houses, we give it up to 7 years. And for commercial, we give it up to 10 years. So the period for completion is the one that is 6 months. But the period for repayment is way higher, depending on what we agree and your ability to repay.
And when you say commercial, does that also include that you can do apartments?
Yes, actually, that's what I mean by commercial. The apartments or the flats is basically what I'm categorizing as commercial. Okay.
There was this, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. She's in the ministry. I don't know whether she's in the Ministry of Land. But this was another issue altogether. When you take my title and you are building apartments for me, this title, I understand. I still have that somewhere on one of my messages. This title, so that it is not used in any fraudulent way, where is it held? Because she said that many people have been cheated, that they take the titles and then they are taking loans with that title because they are holding it for you.
Okay. Susan, if I got your question, what we do is that as we normally do charging, just like the normal charging that is done by any other financial institution like the bank. So basically, the title is still yours, only that we put a caution or a caveat that says that this title has been charged for a loan facility to Promitto of X amount of money. So basically, it is still yours. You can conduct a search any other time to see whether that is the status, even if you wanted, for instance, to transact on it. assuming that you want to sell, you can always tell people that, yes, I have a title, but I have a small loan attached to it, so it is charged. But in case of this transaction, then we can always clear with the people who have charged the title.
Okay. Okay.
So it means I still have my title with me. I don't give it to you.
No, you do.
No. We
You
will
give it to
will
them.
because yes, because
So you keep the title.
Yeah.
You're the
yes,
ones.
we keep the title.
That's the
charging-
question. That's the question I had. The next, how safe is my title with you? Because you are not a bank.
When any charging is acceptable across, if assuming it is even a gentleman's agreement, sister to sister, man to man, if I'm lending you money as Jimmy, not even as Promitto, and your security is the title, then it is actually the standard practice is that whoever is lending the money is the one who keeps it, although under the name of the borrower.
May
Okay.
I ask which banks you are dealing with? This is just a hypothetical question for these loans, because definitely they are not coming from Promitto.
They could be coming from Promitto. So we have international financials that we work with. We also have local financials that we work with. For instance, now we are working with Kenya Development, KDC Ladder Corporation.
Okay.
We also work with another one called Selfad, but we also have our own liquidity that we use also to fund to fund these projects that we are using with. But for banking purposes, we work with Stanbic, and we work with Kenya Commercial Bank, and we also work with Equity Bank.
And the transactions between myself and you as Promitto is definitely done through lawyers. Am I right?
Yeah. We allow you. We have our own internal lawyers, and we allow you also every document that we give you, we allow you to pass it through your lawyer to go through what we are signing or what we are consenting as parties. If you understand it as yourself, again, they are also totally standard loan documents. It's something that you can be able to read and understand. If you're able to do so, then well and good.
Okay, so if you have the drawings of the house, that is not an extra fee. Sorry, that is an extra fee. But if I come with my own drawings, how does that work out?
So if you have the drawings, for instance, you have your own drawings, we will not charge you. That means we will utilize your drawings. If you pick any of our product from our portfolio, again, we'll also not charge you the drawings. The only time we charge you a drawing is when you only have an idea in your mind, which doesn't meet our portfolio. And so we really need to implement it. Yes.
Okay.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Susan. Maybe
Thank you.
Now, you're welcome. Maybe we give a chance to those who raised their hands. I saw first it was Purity. Purity, was your question asked? You decided... Oh, Harriet, because I thought you had asked and you forgot to put down your hand. That's why.
No, that was a follow-up.
Okay, then, yeah, Harriet, sorry.
So I no problem, thanks. I have two questions. The first one is on when you say give you the title. So let's say my land, for hypothetical reason, is worth 2 million. Na nataka kuweka apartments huko 20 units. Sasa nimekupea title ya 2 million na mimi nataka kuweka apartment ya 20 units. Hiyo hesabu inanishinda mahali. Hata kama utakaa na hiyo title na mimi nafanya 20 units, what else do you need from me as security?
Yes. So for now, as for what we do is, as far as we are building on that particular property, as far as we are building on that property, we assume that we will be able to achieve the variation that is close to that as we develop. So if we do, let's say, like you said, your property is worth 2 million, we are doing 20 units and we have developed 20 units. So eventually that means the value of the land is now 2 million plus the value of 20 units. So of course it has gone higher than even what we have lent. And by the virtue that we only gave you 70%, so basically we are covered.
Okay. And then the second question was on how can someone evaluate the quality of the work you're doing?
Many ways. Number one is that we can take you through and see the other projects where we are undertaking. Number two is that in case you have an independent engineer or somebody from the construction management background who can also check it for you, that is also something they can, they can also advise you. So you're also allowed to send somebody independently just to come and check on what we are doing.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Harriet, for those two questions. Now I see Mr. Kirui, your hand is up, and then Angela, and then Charity can get us the questions from the Facebook group.
Thank you, Jackie.
Get the questions on the chat, please, Purity. Yes.
Can you hear
Mr.
me? Thank you, Jackie. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Jimmy, and all good evening, everyone who is in this meeting. I am Simon Gray. I'm based here in Germany, and Jackie is my one of our leaders. So my question goes to Jimmy. First of all, let me commend the women because it seems that they are really holding us. Many women here. I applaud you. So, and secondly is, I just wanted to ask Jimmy, the issue of holding the title deed and maybe the security in terms of the customer side. Do you have a possibility of having a third custodian of the title deed? Because in this case, it brings the balance between the customer and you. I mean, you are offering something 70%, the other one is also offering a title deed. Is there a possibility of having a third custodian of the title deed that maybe a title deed could be deposited somewhere where there is a little bit of an independence between the two parties? So that is basically maybe just to keep the security of both sides, that's my question. I just want to leave it there. Maybe you have a comment on that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair Kirui. That is the chairman of Kenya Diaspora Alliance in Germany.
Thank you, Jackie. Thanks a lot.
Yes. So all our titles are held by an advocate, our internal advocate, which is actually the standard across all the financial or any lending that is going on. They are held by the advocate. He's actually the custodian of that title as per the agreement and the period that we have agreed you'll pay. Also remember, the borrower, the amount of money on the other side that you're putting, like I've said, we do not really, if we are building on that property, we do not conduct a valuation report because most of the properties would never achieve the value of the kind of construction that you want to put up on there. So to avoid that and to avoid taking you through a long process of asking you to give us other backup or other to see how you can add on the variation properties so that you meet what we are able to put up on, we just make it easy for you. We just, this one, as far as is the one that we are building on, it will be able to assist us to achieve that. The custodian is the lawyer, is the advocate internally on our end, which is actually the standard practice.
So, Jimmy, maybe on that, so there is no independent lawyer, because if I'm understanding you right, the lawyer is from your side as well. So, I'm not trying to change your policies, but I was just thinking on the side of the customer, on the other side, just in case, I'm just thinking anything can happen. The world is full of surprises. And on either side, and I was just thinking to avoid a mess on either side, maybe there is a possibility of a third custodian, maybe just to keep it independent, even if it meant maybe a government lawyer or advocate or whoever. I'm just thinking in terms as a customer, and if I was to come in and you say that I take the risk of taking that loan and something happens. Of course, you take a higher risk because you finance 70%. But let's take hypothetically that it doesn't even reach that 70%. On the way, there is something that happens, and I want to pull out of maybe the contract and all that. So, and maybe then there is a problem. Maybe the third custodian would have been far much easier, coming in as a third custodian because we had two fighting parties. I'm just thinking in that side. So forgive me for taking too much of that, but I'm just thinking as a customer. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, like you actually alluded to it, you can be sure that we would not actually be covered. And that would be a slight of a challenge. And maybe just to give an example of the bank, like you walk into the bank, you tell them that you want the money, and then you tell them this is the collateral, is the logbook, but the logbook will be actually kept by a third party, not you guys who are giving me the money. I mean, you can be sure they will not be feel comfortable because they are not covered at that point. Because at the end of the day, it is not a transfer we are doing. We are purely just charging it. So you can always conduct your search any other time. I mean, the title still belongs to you. Basically, what has been done is to charge it such that you cannot transact using it. You cannot sell it when we are having an engagement. Somebody will go to conduct a search and they find that there is a loan that is attached to it.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. So if I got you right, I think you mentioned before that this title is on Cavit. So I want to hope that it's on Cavit on both sides, not only from the customer side, but also from your side as well. So none of us can use this title deed during that time before the payment is done. So that is the thing.
Nobody can use it.
Okay.
Yes, not
Sawa,
even
sawa.
ourselves. Yes.
Yeah, okay, Sawa. Angela, so let me give the word to Angela, and then Charity, you'll read the questions in there, and later Purity will read for us the questions in the chat. Angela, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Jackie. Just again to take us back to maybe highlight the issue that has been repeated several times, and the concern maybe that people are not bringing out, which I'm speaking as also someone who's on this side and understanding that concern. I do honestly understand that usually the charger, so the person charging has to keep the title. The concern I would have, I don't have a problem with if I charge my property with KCB keeping my title. This is a private company. We know the history of very many private companies, especially in real estate in Kenya. That would be my concern. I understand that the standard, usually, that the person who is charging, like the person who gives the credit, keeps the title. My concern in this case is that this is a private company. This is a company that if kesho wakunje jamvi waende, I am left with the property, which technically I don't know where my title is. I cannot deal with it in any way without my title. That would be my first concern. Okay, and then the second question I had already written in the group, but I can just quickly ask since I'm talking about it. So my second question is this: I have a property, for example, somewhere prime, where would I say? Not prime, kitu kama Syokimau, where right now I think like an eighth is going to about 3.5. So that is already 3.5 million that has already been invested because I've purchased the property. Then I'm building a multi-dwelling property, which I have spent a certain amount of money, then nikakwama mahali. So let's say total ni 20 units, nimejenga 5 ama 6. So I have spent, say, an average of 3 million times 5, so that is 15, plus I have 3 million to seme ya shamba, hiyo ni 18. So this 70% that they're saying they're financing, will they take into consideration about that? Or does it have to be from your point yenye nimekwama ndo wanafanya 70% of the remainder? I would really like to know that. And then the final part imeshajibu, I think nimeona the interest rate. I joined late, that is why I'd asked. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Angela. Yes, we start off from where we have engaged. The 70% is basically funding on what we have, where we have come in ourselves. So if because basically that's where you want us to come in. If you have done something else previously, we'll appreciate that. But then the 70% will be from now where we are taking up from here. From what are we really coming to take up from there?
Now, and then a question is that, or my concern is this, what would be the amount that do you charge the title? I don't know how this works. So anyway, you're saying you are doing your 70% now, say in project yenye yote ingekuwa 60 million, but the truth is that nimesha spend tuseme 20 million, so I'm only needing 40. But now again you want me to pay of the 40 another 30% of it. Hapa ndo hiyo challenge ya kutake up a project which is already in the middle. Inafika ndo mtu akuje kwako kwa mtu mwenye ni project amefika katikati, clearly kuna mahali amekwama. That is the reason yenye amekwamia hapo. So hakuna mahali naenda kutoa pesa ingine ndo nikuje tena nikwambie 30%, otherwise ningekuwa nimeendelea na hiyo part. So ukiniambia tena niende nitafute 30%, naenda kuitoa wapi? Na unataka tena kucharge property yangu, because the other option ni niende KCB wachukue wanipe 30 hiyo yenye unataka nikuwe nayo, which KCB ita charge? Mtakubali kukua second charge kwa property? That is the question.
All right. Thanks, Angela. I understand that whether can we value the works that has already been done to form the part of your 30%? And the answer is, we, like I earlier mentioned, we also get funding for our projects. And where we also get funding, they also want us to show proof of funds for what we're asking for. So definitely, that's the only issue that will require you also to make a bit of commitment so that we are able to push the 70% of that money.
Quickly, just as a follow-up, and could it help if your 30% yenye nimeshafanya ni it's complete in a generate income already? Would it make any difference if that 30% that I've done, tuseme out of the 20 units hizi 5 zenye nimefanya already zinaleta rent? Would you still want me, because ziko na occupation, ziko na income, would you still want me to do the 70%?
Yes,
sorry, the 30%.
The 30%, yes. Maybe also, let me even take it further from there just to expand that question. There are some people even ask a different version of the same question this way. If I'm doing commercials, can I allow you just to complete the commercials and you be taking rent, you pay yourselves, and then you exit immediately you have finished up taking your money? Or we also agree on revenue sharing model where you are taking a particular percentage as we carry on. Our model is that we will not want to really get involved in how you will utilize your building. We are limited not to get into estate management services. So just in case what you have been able to construct is able to raise money for you, well and good. We appreciate that. And possibly that is some funds that you can utilize also to be making repayment on our end, and that would help. So this could be possibly at an individual level to do the calculation and see whether you are able to raise that fund on your end, or whether the rooms or the units that you have already constructed, if you are able to raise some revenue from it, whether that could actually form part of your repayment, and there is a particular percentage of how much you're supposed to repay back to Promitto.
Okay, thank you so much. That's it from my end.
Thank you very much, Angela, for these very important questions. And thanks, Jimmy. I think John wanted to share the screen, and as he shares some of the designs that Promitto has, before he goes into that, maybe Charity, can you pick up some questions from the Facebook group? What some burning questions out there?
Yes, thank you very much, Jackie. Thank you very much, Mr. Jimmy Kagoni and your team. I've really been looking forward to hear from you. I've been following you. So now here I've got a number of questions. So one of them, the first one was, what if I don't have a plot and need one? Do you assist? And the other one was, can you mention maybe the 12 approvals that are needed for a residential home? And my question too there, maybe so that you can just answer them all at once. My question is, can you do a full renovation of a plot? Let's say somebody had a house constructed and the way it was done was completely a mess. Can you do a full construction, and how would that go? Or half a construction, yeah. So those are 3 questions. Thank you.
I think I missed the second one.
Yeah, the first one was, if I have a plot, can you assist me getting one? And the second one is to mention the 12 approvals that are needed for a residential home.
All right. Thank you very much. We could refer you to maybe 1 or 2 or 3 other companies that we know and who we have a little bit of confidence when it comes to property, but basically entirely not us. We are not really into, we don't have plots of our own which we can give it to you. Yes, on terms of plots, we could refer you to company A, company B, and tell you whether you can check out with them, whether they could be having what you're looking for. But we do not have plots of our own where we can give you. So basically, we literally assist you when you have your own plot, something that you have already transacted and something that you have already gone through the process of ownership. Then on the list of approvals is quite many. I'll actually even lead the ones that are just coming of my head. You will need what we call the building approvals. The building approvals are taken through the county government. You will need what we call the public health license. It is something that is given by currently now the department, and still the county government is the one that's supposed to give you. You will need to be approved by the National Construction Authority, as if you are doing it for yourself or if it is your contractor, that needs something that they need to have approved. Depending on the location that you are doing, depending on where the location is and whether that is a concern, then NEMA will come in. And they will need to have done possibly, let's say, what they call an EIA report to ascertain that you can you can carry on. You will need a physical planner approval, just in case, especially you are doing it to inside a gated community area, to ensure that every other provision they require for has also been approved. I could be checking for you the others. That's just from the top of my mind what is coming, but all that will actually be required at some point when you're doing construction, Madam Charity.
Thank you very much.
Excuse me, there was a question, just a minute. There are some other 2 questions, and there was one about the complete renovation, overhaul completely.
Yes. We do complete renovation. We do complete renovation. So immediately our engineers get into your house and they assess the work. There are places that we have gone and we have realized actually we cannot even take up that project because possibly it was wrongly done structurally, and we will need to work on it from from maybe the ground floor or some substructure. Yes, so we do full renovation. It could also be a complete house that you have bought that was not done very well, but now there is a bit of amendment that you do want to work on it. Yes, we will do all that and prepare all the documentation work that you require, from the new amended drawings to the renovation works itself, and then we also share with you the BQ of or rather the cost estimate that you will require to actually work on that.
Yes. And there are 2 more questions. Just one moment. There's one from Julie. You mentioned that you charge architectural drawing 80,000. Does that include the structural drawings plus all approvals? And then there's Kalesi who is asking, what if at some point nishindwe kuendelea kulipa because of some reason? What happens then?
Okay, that sounds like 2 in 1.
Yeah.
Yes, architectural drawings, we charge them 80,000 if we are doing a mansion. 80,000 if we are doing a residential mansion. If we are doing a bungalow, we charge 60,000. If we are doing apartments, we charge 180,000. That 180,000 and the 80,000 are inclusive of structural drawings. Yeah.
Mhm.
But for the commercial, that is not inclusive of approvals. Approvals is a different process when it comes to apartment, and that one we charge you within the bill of quantities. We'll attach it as part of the bill of quantities. But for the others, we'll take care of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Charity, do you have any more? We
There
pick
was-
up.
There was that last question. What about at mtu akishindwa? Something like that.
Oh, yeah.
I read it, yeah.
Ameanza kafika katikati.
Yeah,
Na
something like
title
that.
iko kwa Kavit.
Yeah.
So we
Yes.
normally give you, we will give you like a grace period of 3 months to just unlock whatever challenge could be there for purposes of repayment. Of course, none of the lenders would want to really get to a point of auctioning your home. The idea is we'd want to have a very cohesive relationship where the borrower is paying but if then it gets to that, then that was the purpose of charging, so that we also covered for the money we lent you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There are no other questions.
Thank you very much. Njeri, I can see Njeri Faustman. You could come in with your question and then we give the floor to John. John anangoja kutuonyesha. Tushare na sisi. Njeri.
Yes, sorry, I had a question, and my question was in regards to interest. What kind of interest do you offer? I mean, in the sense that in banks, there are different kind of interests that are given. Some are based on the amount that is remaining, others it is on a fixed amount of interest. What kind of interest is it that you give? That is one question. You get what I mean? What
Sorry, yes, can you come again kindly?
interest rate?
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay,
We give
what
an
I'm
interest.
asking first, okay, my question about the interest rate, it is what is the kind of interest rate? Because in banks, there are different kind of modules that are used. So which one
Yes.
do you use when it is with your client? That is one. Also on the other side, when you're considering the risk factor, bearing in mind that we are in the diaspora, that is also another thing. Huh? Do you charge us the same interest rate in accordance to the current interest rates in Kenya, or do we get a higher interest rate to cover your risks? That is also another one. Is there insurance that one can take to in case whereby one is not able to pay the credit?
All right. So our interest rate is on a reducing balance formula. Yes, it's on reducing balance formula, and currently is at 12% per annum or 1% per month on reducing balance. Then number two, the insurance, all our loans are insured, but they are purely insured for death. No, the risk that we take care of is purely just in case there is a permanent disability and death on behalf of the client, and they are not able to continue paying for specifically those two reasons. Yes.
Ah, okay.
Thank
Can I
you.
interrupt, please? What happens if there's death or whatever? So what will happen to that property?
So that means the insurance will take care of your loan, and so they will repay us. We can always release your property. You are covered up to that extent. We insure them up to for purposes of permanent disability and in regards to death. So you are covered.
Okay. So Eve, can your question wait a bit so that John shares one or two things and then you come in and ask? Is it possible? By the way, Eve had her birthday yesterday. Belated happy birthday, Eve Seeger. Her hand is up. Okay, sawa. Her video is still out. So maybe John, if you could share some of the properties you guys have, you wanted to share your screen. The floor is yours.
Okay, can you?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Alafu tuendelee na the questions that are still in here.
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm moving too fast with that. I'll share the close up of so that we can actually see the floor plans better.
Truth. Okay.
John, if you could also explain a little bit.
Okay. So sorry, my microphone was actually acting up. So I think I can take you through from the first one. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
So this is a standard for bedroom management, the one you're actually seeing there. So on the ground floor, we have an ensuite guest room actually for your guests. So it's actually spacious and ensuite. It has there is a dining area on the ground floor, so a living room, basically, and then there's an open plan, a clock room, which is actually a clock room which actually the guests can use when they are actually not using maybe the one for the guest room. And there's a reserve tank, a 5,000 liter reserve tank. And then on the first floor, we have a master ensuite with a walk-in closet and balcony. And then we have 2 bedrooms with built-in wardrobes and a shared washrooms. These are the 2 other bedrooms, they share a washroom. And then we have an extra balcony, which is actually for one of the 2 bedrooms, because the master ensuite actually has its own balcony. And then we also provide for you a septic tank, and the floors are tiled. Maybe I'll actually share. I don't know if you can actually see the floor plan better, but the other images I'll be sharing, so you can actually see the floor plans even better. So you can kindly allow me to move to the next image. And then in case of any question, actually you can just raise an hand if this.
No, I don't get
yeah, I can actually see. Yeah, I can actually see hand is up. I don't know if she has a question.
Oh, that's Eve.
Yes.
No,
Okay,
sorry, I don't have any question. I don't know what I pressed, but I'm trying to get out, but it's not working. Sorry.
No, it's a different Eve, not you.
Okay.
Me, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting, or I have to put my hand down.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there are 2 Eves. Sorry, we didn't know. So maybe, Kole.
I'm still waiting.
So okay, sawa.
Okay, so I can go to the next one.
Yeah, please.
Okay, next. Oh, so and I forgot one thing about this. This is actually I forgot one thing about that. This is a 4-bedroom mansionette. It goes for 5.95 million. So that means you will pay a 30% deposit of around 1.72. That is the 30% deposit before the works begin. So next is next is a 3-bedroom bungalow, flat roof. It features some of the features are master ensuite bedroom, living room, dining area, a common washroom for the 2 bedrooms. The other 2 bedrooms they share a common washroom, and then it has an open plan kitchen. are built in, and then all these other the two other bedrooms have built-in wardrobes, and we also give you 5,000 reserve tank and a septic tank, including all the floors are tiled. So for this house, you can actually get one like this for 4.18 million. So the 30% deposit for this house is 1.23 million. So that is the 30%, 1.32. That is the 30% before we begin the project for you. So next, we have a hybrid 4-bedroom mansionette, a pitch roof. The ground floor has an ensuite guest room. It has a dining area, a living room, an open plan kitchen, a cloakroom, and a 5,000-liter reserve tank, a master ensuite walk-in closet with a walk-in closet and a balcony, and the other two bedrooms have a the other two bedrooms come with a built-in wardrobes and share washroom, sorry. And then there's one extra balcony for the other bedroom, and then the septic tank and the tiled floors. These are hybrid 4-bedroom. You can remember from the first one, if I can take you back, this is the standard 4-bedroom, the one you're actually seeing on the screen. That is the standard. The standard goes for 5.95. It's actually just a standard 4-bedroom. Actually the standard price is not maybe the hybrid or maybe the high-end prices. It's actually standard ni ile yenye kila mtu anaweza pata pia. And then this is actually a hybrid. It actually features even better features. The quality is actually also a little bit higher than the standard, and you can see that also appears in the price. The price is actually 7.38 million. For 7.38 million, sorry for that, 7.3 million. So the 30% deposit is 2.21 million. That is the deposit for this project. And next is a 2-bedroom bungalow, a pitch roof. As you can see, it has the master bedroom is ensuite, a living room, a dining area, and 1 bedroom with a common washroom. The other bedroom actually uses a washroom, which actually can be used by even guests who have is actually not ensuite, so it shares the cloakroom. Then it comes with an open plan kitchen, built-in wardrobes, a 5,000-liter reserve tank, a septic, and tiled floors. This 2-bedroom bungalow goes for 2.92 million. That means the 30% deposit for it is 876,000. For 876,000, that is the deposit. You can get this project started for you on your plot. Next is the standard 5-bedroom mansionette. This has a ground floor which has a guest and staff bedroom with a shared washroom, and then a dining area, a living room, an open plan kitchen, a cloakroom, and a 5,000-liter reserve tank. If I may clarify this, the guest bedroom is actually ensuite. The staff bed is the one which actually shares the cloakroom. And then on the first floor, we have a master ensuite with walk closet and balcony. We have 2 bedrooms with built-in wardrobes and the share washroom. And then we also have a study room and a study room. And one
mute yourself.
Yes,
Can you please mute yourself?
yes. Thank you,
Catherine.
And then next we have a 2-bedroom bungalow, flat roof. So there's actually another 2-bedroom. This is actually 2-bedroom bungalow. This is actually a pitch roof. This is actually a pitch roof. So here is another, this over here, the one I'm actually explaining right now is actually the flat roof. So it has actually a master and suite, a living room, a dining area, 1 bedroom with a common washroom, an open plan kitchen and built-in wardrobes. It comes with a 5,000 liter reserve tank, a septic tank, and tiled floors. It occupies 95 square meters, just as this one, just as this one. And then it goes for 3.02 million. So the deposit for the 30% deposit for this 2-bedroom bungalow is 900,000 Kenya shilling, 900,000 shillings for you to get this project started on your plot. And then we have a 2-bedroom interlocking, with an hidden roof. That one you can remember we built a house for Njoki some time back. We have actually been following, and we used interlocking blocks. They're actually faster to use in building and cheaper to also use. So this is actually a 2-bedroom house. So you can see the prices, for example, for this one is actually 3.02 and this one is 1.98. So the difference is actually subtle. The difference is subtle because these other 2 bedrooms 2.92. So there's a difference in price when using interlocking blocks. So this 2-bedroom interlocking house has a main bedroom, and then it has a living room, a dining area, 1 bedroom with a common washroom, an open plan kitchen, built-in wardrobes, 5,000 liter reserve tank, and it comes with a septic tank and tiled floors. This 2-bedroom interlocking house goes for 1.98 million. So the 30% for that is 594,000. It's 594,000 to get such a house. And then we have here, this is actually one of the favorites. This is one of the houses which most of our clients actually ask for. Pitch 3-bedroom bungalow. This pitch 3-bedroom bungalow features a master and suite bedroom, a living room, a dining area, a common washroom for the 2 bedrooms, an open plan kitchen, built-in wardrobes, 5,000 liter reserve tank, a septic tank, and tile floors. This pitch 3-bedroom house bungalow goes for 3.95 million. So the 30% for this, for you to get this house, for us to get started with this house on your plot of land is 1.185 million. That is actually the 30% deposit for us to begin this project on your plot of land. And then another one is the 3-bedroom bungalow. You can actually see the difference mostly here that we are actually providing for you. We have actually gotten many requests from you guys, or people who actually love flat roofs. So we actually take consideration in such request too. So this is the flat roof, this is the pitch. So for this 3-bedroom bungalow flat roof, it actually features, it also features a master and suite bedroom, a living room, a dining area, a common washroom for the 2 bedrooms, an open plan kitchen, built-in wardrobes, a 5,000 liter reserve tank, a septic tank, and tiled floors. And also 3 bedrooms come with a perimeter wall. If I'm not wrong, kindly you can confirm, Mr. Jimmy. Yeah, they come with a perimeter wall, the 3 bedrooms. That is actually for a plot which is 50 by 100. And then the 30% for this is 4.18 million. That is the price for this house. It's 4.18 million. The 30% deposit for this project to commence is 1.254. 1.254 million. Next is the hybrid 4-bedroom maisonette. This hybrid 4-bedroom maisonette, it actually has better features than better finishes, and generally it has better finishes than the standard 4-bedroom. This is actually the hybrid, is actually why we named it the hybrid 4-bedroom maisonette. This is the flat roof 4-bedroom. The ground floor has an in-suite guest room, a dining room, a living room, an open plan kitchen, a cloakroom. It features a 5,000 liter reserve tank. And on the first floor, you get a master in-suite with a walk-in closet and a balcony. You also get 2 bedrooms with built-in wardrobes and a shared washroom. And then there's also an extra balcony. And then there's a septic tank and tiled floors. This house goes for this house goes for 7.48 million. This house goes for 7.48 million. So the 30% for this project to commence is 2.24 million. 2.24 is the 30% deposit for this project. Next is an interlocking studio. We did something like this for Juki some time back. I'm sorry for the pricing. It has actually changed a bit. I'll change that, but that is the interlocking studio. You can actually use these. You can actually construct these. For example, if you have a site, if you have maybe done a site, maybe you have a plot somewhere, you've maybe fenced, and you want to do like an SQ outside there, maybe a site house, or maybe a DSQ, you can actually do something like this. It has a bedroom, a small living room, and a dining area, which actually fits perfectly there. And then there's a washroom too, a separate kitchen, and it also has built-in wardrobes. The floors are also tiled. The floors are actually also tiled. So this can actually be a separate en-suite interlocking studio, which you can actually use as a DSQ or a site house. Basically, that is what I had to share. I'll share the floor plans in a few after the questions.
Thanks very much, John. Thanks for this. And this is quite interesting because I'm sure some of the guys in here asking what happens if I have some 50%, because some of the houses you're like, oh, I can raise some 50% and not only 30%. What happens if I can raise my 50% or my 60%, the whole amount? Is that all possible?
Yes.
So that they can be put up? So I think those are some of the questions after seeing what you guys have on the market, what you offer. Susan, can you please mute?
Oops, sorry, I'm sorry.
Just thank you very much.
No.
So I'm sure that is that's something that came up haraka, and then now we can have yeah.
So, for example, if you're doing a project for you and maybe you come, you register, and then the project comes to maybe 6 million. So 6 million, for example, the 30% deposit for that is 1.8 million, the 30% deposit. So we finance you with 4.2 million. So maybe you can feel like maybe this 1.8 million deposit, maybe I have 3 million or I have 4 million. It's actually even better for you because the more you pay, it means the less you will repay back, because what we'll be actually giving you will be actually less. So technically, the more you pay, it's actually even good for you. So there's no problem. We have actually not put a cap or a limit on what exactly you can do, but the minimum you can actually contribute is 30%.
Okay.
So if you have, yes, so it's actually like that.
Okay, so yeah, Eve, the floor is yours. Umeka hiyo mkono juu jamani, pole.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, but I was so interested to see the apartment too, as the commercial house too, for the pictures, what have shown us, but it is just more for private houses. What about apartments? Have they build somewhere that we could have also like to see.
For commercial use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like flats.
Sorry, I didn't share. Sorry if I'm interrupting.
We didn't see the commercial ones. Do you have some commercial apartments as well?
Yes, I will actually be. Yeah, I will be sharing that in a few. Sorry, I missed that. I will be sharing that in a few. But the reason why we don't have mostly a standard design or maybe a specific design for commercials is because normally commercials people have a different. Maybe I want to construct my own commercial house. Maybe I have my own plans. So normally we depend on the client maybe to give us his or her plans, or maybe he or she gives us the idea she has in mind, and then we draw for her. And we just have one. We have actually done one. I'll share it with you after I finish explaining. We have one. We have done a standard one which we have actually quantified. We have done a bill of quantities for that. I will share that so that you can actually see something like something we have actually done before. And then we have actually done commercial projects before. And also what we've actually done before mostly in commercials is also finishing. There are many commercial projects we are actually doing finishing for, especially in Rongai, Naivasha, Nakuru, Ngong, and Kitengela. We are actually also doing very many project finishing. So maybe a project was constructed up to first floor, and now we are finishing it up to maybe fourth floor or third or fourth floor. Yeah, so we actually do that. I'll share that before I finish this. I'll share for the commercial projects.
Okay, now let us come to my question. How safe I am if your constructions, maybe I will not like it. As we talk, the job will be like this, but when you deliver, you don't deliver exactly what I need. Can I cancel the contract? Or what can I do? Because you have already my title. How safe I am now as a client?
Yes, let Jimmy kindly help me with that. I'll appreciate.
Yeah, thanks, Eve. We implement the drawings themselves. The exact copies of drawings that we share with you is what we implement. So basically, it's something like I had mentioned earlier. I think somebody had inquired on that. It's something you can even inquire from independently, just to check and with a different engineer, with an independent engineer, whether the way the drawings are. And then number two, there are other third parties that are protecting you in this implementation. Remember, the reason why we went for approvals is not just for the sake of it. The National Construction Authority, they also do their routine checkups to ensure that basically you are implementing what was submitted to them for approvals. So you also have other third parties, regulators, who are also checking exactly that it is implemented as it was submitted. So as far as we have consented, the two parties have already consented on the drawings that we shared with you. Basically, that's what we follow. We re-implement that because there are other regulators that are also checking on that, and we have already submitted copies with them. But again, also for secondary purposes, you have an opportunity to have an independent engineer, a construction manager, or somebody who understands that to check whether we are basically implementing what we consented for is what is implemented.
Okay, so my second question was, will you like to work with my engineer, or you can just not only come and check? Will you like to work with him? I said this now mine, it will work with you.
He has a role to play on your behalf, maybe to be reporting to you independently on what we are doing. He has a role to play for you. He can be coming to do routine inspection just to check on, to give you independent report on what we are doing.
Okay. The next question is on payment. What if we agree, maybe I thought I can pay for 7 years, but it reach a time I don't have that money, or it reach a time I have more that I can pay more. So can I pay less or more? Am I flexible on paying?
Yes, we can always restructure the debt as far as is within the time frame for the product we are dealing with. Like I mentioned, currently all the residential are going for 7 years, or the commercials are going up to 10 years. If, for instance, you had taken apartments and you had from the projections, you thought you could be able to pay them to repay within 5 years, but because of one reason or the other, you think now you require 7 years, we can always restructure your debt. Or rather you get some money and you realize you want to do 2 years, or you want to shorten, you have been able to find some money, we can always restructure that. We just come and calculate and say, how much do I need to clear now to exit? It's possible to always restructure the debt.
So on this 12%, it is just the maximum, or if I may take a loan for 7 years, or I take a loan for 10 years, it depends on how long I pay. So the 12% is the maximum, or it's just fixed?
Sorry, I missed that. Come again.
I mean this 12%, which I will pay as interest now to you. Is it fixed, or it depends on how, also the duration of time I will take to pay it back?
Sorry, I'm not sure what I'm getting your question, if you'd mind.
I mean, like, can somebody maybe explain better who is
Yeah,
getting me?
she means, is the percentage fixed, or is it changing with time? Or does it matter how long it takes for her to pay?
Oh,
So-
yeah, okay, I get it now. No, the percentage is the entry point, unless there are other regulation by the government that would affect the review of the percentage. It is basically across during your repayment period. Yes, and it's not as per the longer the period, the higher the percentage, or the shorter the period. So far, it is constant.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Then I would like to see the picture.
Oh, Eve, you are gone. Okay, thank you very much, Eve.
Oh, I mute.
Yeah, you muted.
Okay.
You're muted. So you were still speaking. Were you done?
No, I'm done. I'm done. I only say I would like to see the photos. Like, can explain a little bit about apartment. So
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
So as we continue, Jimmy, maybe you can share your contacts as well, and also your website as well, so that Charity can put it on the Facebook group so that the others can have it, and even the ones who are here can share that in the chat. Purity, I can see your hand is up, and then you can also read some of the questions in the chat.
Cool. I will start with the chat questions. Most of them John has answered, so I don't think I need to read them. But there are a few last ones. One is from Charity Warimo, and it's: do you also install solar? Okay, that's a question from Facebook. And then she goes on, it seems our houses have 5,000 liter tank. Why not 3-bedroom 10,000 liter tanks, or 2 tanks? That's a question from Facebook. I also wanted to ask that. Then there's another question. What are the exit plan arrangements in case as contractor defaults? Are the prices the same no matter where you implement or construct in the whole country? Should I continue, or you answer that first?
Okay, let me answer.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, in regard to solar, on request we do, but if we are doing build a 4-bedroom, it's actually a requirement. So we'll have to factor that in. But assuming you are doing a 1-bedroom and you request that we install a solar, then we'll just add it over to your BQ and do that on a request, so to speak, as an alternative source of energy. Then the other one is why a 5,000 liter across and not leading. It is the way, it is actually the standard and how we have packaged our house. But on request, just in case you want a higher storage tank, we can always do that. but it's just the way that you'd design a product. And the standard has actually been 5,000 so far. But in case somebody would want to require, let's say, 20,000, we can also have that. It's only that we have designed that product with 5,000, and 5,000 is actually the standard. Then the other question was the prices. So the prices that John was taking us through, they are at the standard prices. But the moment we do a site visit, there could be variations depending on the terrain, depending on the proximity, depending on the access of materials. So you'll find a same house that we costed you in Kisii 4.9, we are costing the same house possibly 5.1 in Malindi because of proximity, terrain, or other factors that you'd imagine that would determine cost of variations. But for purposes of selling, we'll put it at 4.9. But once we visit your site, if you come from the hillside, you realize that a little bit of excavation will be required, or the type of soil there is a bit different, then you'll find there is a little bit of variation to accommodate that. So the selling price is what John was taking us through, but then the real price could be as per one or two variations that need to be determined when someone's make a visit.
Okay, I will continue. Another question is any pictures of inner finishing from your finished apartments or projects, sorry. And then are there prices in Kenya similar to Zambia prices? Are you only doing projects in Lusaka?
Okay. Sorry, we forget. There is a question. There was another question in the previous set of questions on exit plans.
Exit plan, yeah.
Yes, exit is simple. Assuming that we have already cleared your house, you already have an occupation certificate for your house. Then on the other side, you have already cleared your loan facility. We discharge your title, and we are good to go until the next project. So the exit is simple. Nobody owes each other. We have already cleared your house. You are contented with it, and we give you an occupation certificate. Then on this other end, you have cleared with our facility. We discharge and we give you the clearance letter. Then you are good to go until as and when you'd want us to do the next project. The prices in Zambia, way lesser than Kenya. Way lesser than Kenya. It's actually cheaper to build in Zambia.
We should build in Zambia.
Yeah, it's actually cheaper to build in Zambia. Shida ni hapa kwetu. It's actually way better to build in Kenya. Their materials are a bit cheaper than ours here. Well, not that much, but yes, that's what we have been able to establish.
Okay, then I will continue with my questions. My first question is, John spoke about a perimeter wall when someone is building on a 50 by 100. What if I have a bigger piece of land and I'd like you to do it for me? Or does it come with a request? Is it something that is inclusive?
Yes, what we do is that we will factor now the size of the plot. So assuming that your plot is an 1 acre, so basically now we will cost you as per 1 acre, or half an acre, or even 2 acres, we will cost you as per the size. And by the way, before December, we were offering part of these packages. They were actually inclusive of a perimeter wall equivalent of a 50 by 100. But now, because of the way the cost of living and the cost of materials, the dollar, the euro, everything has gone high, we had to review our prices. Otherwise, before, only the 3-bedroom, we were able to retain the perimeter wall that is inclusive of that cost. All other products, we could actually offer them with a perimeter wall, but then we had to review the prices because of the inflation rate and the dollar rate, the euro rate, and everything else. Yes, and I think the B of it is what you had asked, whether the size of the plot, 2 acres or 1 acre or even a quarter higher than that would just cost it as per what is the space. But many people, you realize they have a quarter or an eighth. So basically for purposes of packaging our product, we reuse that. But in case you have higher, we can always, we'll just cost it and ask you to what extent would you want us to fence your property.
Okay. My second question is, can someone change your plan? For example, if you do the plan, so you build my plan, and there's some things I don't like in the plan, can I change them? Can I, like, for example, say I don't like this, I would like it to be done like this. I don't like, I don't want my tank to be 5,000. I would like to have a 10,000. How does that work? Does that mean the prices will change? Or it will remain at that limit?
Yes, if I got you, let's assume that, for instance, you take up a 3-bedroom house.
Yes.
And let's say it was the 3-bedroom house, it was 2-bedroom were en suite and 1 was not en suite. And you want all your 3-bedroom to be en suite. Now we will give you that. Yes, there is room for amendment. We'll actually give you that with the en suite. Only that now it will have a little bit of cost higher to accommodate the extras that you have requested for. Let's assume also that the 4-bedroom, you'd want to change it, like the normal standard 4-bedroom, and you want it to have hours, you pick hours, and you also wanted to have a family room, a study room, you know, it. So now that one, we design a new house for you to fit your needs as you'd want them. Maybe you could have borrowed so much from ours, but then you have some other extras that you'd want to accommodate to yours. So we just designed for you a new one that would fit your needs. The other level of amendment is let's say we start off, you're okay with the drawings and the floor plan as we start. But along the way, you go and see something else from a friend's house and you're like, I should have also added here. Yes, we can always also amend that. Only that this time around, we'll charge you a little bit of amendment because we must now take all those drawings back to the architect to redesign them. So there is a little bit of amendment cost when we have already started. But if we haven't started and it's just suggestions, it is free of charge. We will do it for you until we agree. There will be a lot of conversation, you know, can we change this here? I don't like this here. Can we put it here? If it is the master plan, can the swimming pool go to that other direction? There'll be all that consultation and we do it for free. But immediately we start the implementation and maybe you see a different roofing, which you like, which is not what we had done. We'll charge you a little bit of amendment cost, but we will do it for you and accommodate with the amendments that you want.
Now, my last question is your projects, because you have engineers and you have, you have your team. What if I'm not looking into the loan? What if I have the money and I need someone to build my place without borrowing from you? Will you charge me the normal, like if I get my own engineer, because also considering that you have a plus from people, also to Meskia, for example, you build for people and we know, we are safe in your place or in your hands. Can I tell you, I got the money, could you build for me?
Yes, and we'll not charge you the loan facility. Now what we only charge you is the 10% management fee. So that we are able to keep visiting your plot, to send our engineers to go and check it for you, to supervise for you, and all that. We'll not charge you the cost for the loan because, again, this is your money. So it is. It doesn't attract any interest. And we have had a couple of those ones. We have had a couple of those ones. We just say, my issue is just, I'm not interested in the money. I'm just want somebody who can implement this for me, and we do it that way. Yeah. We'll just charge you the management cost for purposes of supervising, sending the engineers, implementing the project for you as we utilize your money.
Yeah. Okay, then maybe someone else can continue and then later I will read more of the questions in the group, or John can continue answering because I can see John is answering them. Could you please do that, John, so that we can reduce time?
I think also
Sure. Okay.
John shared the addresses and
Yeah.
their contact. Maybe Charity, if you can share that with the group members. I can see somebody had asked, please, I would like to visit your office. Can you share whatever? Moni had asked that.
Yes.
And John did that. So also Jane wanted to have, I was asking if, is it possible to visit some of the projects that you have completed? That is a question that is in the chat. And if you are also doing landscaping, I think John can pick that up as well.
Yeah.
And what else was there? Share of contacts, of course. Kirui, okay. How much does it cost to fund a commercial house like e.g. bed sitter of 6 rooms? Maybe that if you can just go direct to it, otherwise you can, the person who asked, that is Madeline Dolo. Okay, maybe if Jimmy is ready to answer that, he could do that. Otherwise, muingie private chat. So Jimmy, the floor is yours.
Yes, that one of Margaret Dollar, Margaret Dollar, we would want to cost it. I'm sure she's asking maybe for an approximate figure of how much that would cost. But to be completely professional, the best would be actually to cost it as it is. Otherwise, I could be misleading to give you an approximate figure. We'd not want to make it look like it is a fundi's way of looking at things.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. Yes. For the rest, nataka kusema we are going to create a messenger group for those who are interested. John will also become, now I say John, Jimmy will also be coming to Germany on the 19th of
May.
May,
yes.
19th of May. And whoever would like to meet him on the 20th of May, he will be around this area. So maybe there is those who will be attending the seminar on the 19th and the 20th. Jimmy will be meeting you people at the seminar, and this will also be around my area. So anybody who lives around Cologne, Northern Rhine-Westphalia, and would like to come over, just let me know so that we can organize that mapema. Otherwise, those ones attending the seminar will be meeting him on the 20th, not the 19th, but the 20th of May. Yeah, in case kuna bado maswali zikuje, otherwise we still have some 3-4 minutes to round up. And just like I've said, we can still create a messenger group. Or Jimmy, what's better for you, Messenger or WhatsApp? Because now you've shared your contact. And so I'm sure there's still more questions that will be coming up. So maybe hapo sasa ndio utaangalia. Somebody asked about Zanzibar. Paddy, was that you?
Yes, I was just curious to hear about the projects that they have in Zanzibar and how it works. And also considering, you know, I mean, I'm not from Tanzania, I'm not from Zanzibar, so how do you start those works going forward? Or is it only that you will build for people who would have access to land in Tanzania?
Yes, the engagement with our clients is that they have already established a property there. So basically just building for them. And we go and follow the guidelines through the construction department in Tanzania. More or less the same practice here in Kenya. And then we carry on with the project for you. So basically, yes, it's for the people who have a property there.
Okay, and maybe since I have you on the floor, I'll just say I'll follow up with some questions on Zambia for the same kind of arrangement that you've mentioned, and also to hear about a possibility to visit some of the projects that you have there to see the quality of works that you do, and maybe to speak to some of the clients that you have to hear how it has gone, if that's possible, but for a bilateral conversation. Thank you. I'm shocked to hear the prices are less in Zambia than Kenya. My sister, I think, is also joining, and we were both in the chat saying, wow, maybe, you know, but it seems the workmanship for us, Kenya seems to be a very good standard. So it's very nice to be here. And thanks, Jackie, for inviting us. So we may be moving to Kenya instead, Jackie.
I thought we, as guys were moving to Zambia. So what was the idea? Joanne, thanks for the invite to Zambia. So we'll be coming over. I think Eve still wants to see the last pictures of commercial projects, please. Amesema tafadhali, John. Alafu kuna mtu anauliza, is it possible for Quigians to get a percentage fulani? I love that. Jimmy, utajipanga. Is
the interest rate is already discounted for Quillians.
Tunakuja, utatupatia hapo ka discount. Monica, umefanya vizuri kuuliza at least. So, hiyo tunakuja. So, John, Eve anakungoja. Not Eve Siga, birthday girl, but
Sorry, so maybe I can share. It's actually okay, let me see.
You have minutes to do that. We can give you 5. Oh, nyingi.
Actually 3. So it's something that this just something we can actually come up with. You know, as I told you earlier, these sorry, maybe a minute. Okay, so as I told you earlier, mostly for commercial projects like these, normally the clients have their own taste. Maybe they want their houses built like this. Maybe they want 2 bedrooms to be this design, 1 bedrooms or bed sitters. So we don't normally have a standard one. It's client who actually tells us what exactly he or she wants us to draw for her. So, but this is actually one of the 3D for what we can do. We quoted this at 38.76 million. So what it has is it has 2 shops. This commercial project. I don't know if you're seeing it.
We are seeing so many images.
We can't see it.
There's so many images. Maybe if you just open one for us. That yeah, now.
Yes. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. So that is actually what I was describing. I thought what I was seeing on my screen was actually what you guys were saying. So these are commercial house, a commercial project. We quoted it at 39.76 million. On the ground floor, it has 2 shops. And then we have studio bed sitters, actually 30 bed sitters, and then we also have 22 units of 1 bedroom, and then the studio units are 17 square meters, while the 1 bedroom houses are 30 square meters. This whole project is 1,419 square meters, while the size per floor is 236 square meters. So as you can recall, one of you actually asked the price for building some houses. Is actually, this one actually has its own BQ, so we can't actually quantify individual projects on mention. We need to do a bill of quantities for that, and then we know what exactly they can cost. Sorry for that. So basically, this is one of 8, and yeah, that is a floor plan for. So maybe you can have we can actually do something like this for you. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yes.
30 square meters si kidogo. It's not too squeezed for a 1 bedroom. Just a question.
No, not really. It depends with how actually you design it, and so that everything fits in place. Hata kama space inaka limited. Was that for a bed sitter, for a studio, or?
Nyumba tunajengwa Rongai, mtu hana space.
No.
John, are you still talking?
No, I'm good. I'm there.
Umemaliza. Thank you very much. I think for a commercial building, that's the way John has said, mtu lazima ajichoree, ajue nini anataka. Then I think the best way to go about it is to approach Promitto people, approach Jimmy or John, one of the two, and then have a one-on-one talk, whatever you want. It's very hard just to approximate inaweza ikakuwa pesa ngapi. Jimmy ametuambia hiyo tayari. Yes, ladies, I had mentioned before, and gentlemen, sorry, poleni.
Zoea.
Zoea, poleni. So, just that I mentioned before, Jimmy will be here in May. He will also be in Mannheim in June. June ilikuwa 24th, Jimmy? Correct?
Yes.
I think 24th, 25th, there's going to be a church convention, Pastor Charles Sogombe. I can also see him here of Mannheim with other church leaders. They are going to have like a prayer convention that will be in June 24th, 25th. And Jimmy will be at our AGM event that is in September 3rd. He will also come back to Germany. So yuko full time Ujerumani, anaweza akashikwa kama kuna kazi yenye hajamaliza, tunaweza tukamrudisha tukamwambia, hey, hebu kuja tukae hapa chini tuzungumzie hii kazi. So this is somebody that is there for us, and tunaweza tukazungumza naye one-on-one. And I'm happy you've also shared your contacts and even your physical address in Nairobi. So allow us, tukikuja Nairobi, tukikuja kutembea, tunaweza kuja kupitia huko, na kama tuna maswali tunaweza tukakuulizia. I asked before, are you in for WhatsApp, ama people can also contact you directly? What is the easiest way for you?
We can do a WhatsApp. We can do a WhatsApp, it's okay.
You Antaka WhatsApp, let them go in.
Yes.
I'm sure there are several groups in Quig that would like to have like a group, how do you call that? Group investment. Okay. I'd seen them calling themselves kujeni tuingie hapa, so au wanaweza wakaingia kivyao, wanaweza wakakutafuta huko kando kivyao wenye wanataka, because there are things that one just need you to have a one-on-one. Lakini kama kuna maswali general, it will be nice tukituma, and then maybe we also share with the group members just on the same Zoom that we are doing today. Yes, thank you very much for joining us. Jimmy, if you have, give you a chance to sema word ya kwaheri, then I give Charity, our community manager, also also to say a word of kwaheri, and then I will sum up. And yeah, Jimmy, uwanja ni wako.
Thank you very much, Jackie, and thank you very much, everybody. Yes, we are open. Please contact us. You can always, just in case there is any other verification, inquiry, or a clarification, please, you can always call us on that number that has been shared there on the chat line. It's a simple number, 0729-506-506, 0729 is a Kenya number, 0729-506-506. And yes, when you're also in Nairobi, even if not late for engagement, please visit our offices at Pension Towers, Mezzanine 2, Promitto. Tuko na kahawa mzuri sana huko. Please pass by, and you can take our coffee. And yes, like Jackie mentioned, from 19th of May, I'll be around for one-on-one in case you have any inquiry, anything, and all that. And today is 30th. We had an offer. I forgot to mention this. There was an offer that was running through the month of April, and it's ending. Imeisha leo. For anybody who was enrolling by the end of April, they were getting a discount of 100,000 for every project they take up on, other than the perimeter wall and the DSQ. Imebakisha masaa ngapi? Oh no.
Wacha hizo.
Muko na 50 minutes.
Yeah, I'll ask my board whether they'll have another offer for the quick before 19th. Yes. But thank you very much. I've enjoyed my time here. Asanteni.
Thank you.
Thank you too. Maybe John, you want to say a word? Just a moment, chat. John, do you want to say a word?
Oh, maybe. Thank you for your time. It has been actually a very nice time knowing you and interacting with you. I've had a very nice time. And there's actually our office number. He has actually read that for you. But also in my DMs, I've actually seen people asking if they can get my contact. I've actually shared it too in the chats. So you can actually just talk to me one-on-one also anytime you feel like, and ask me any questions so that I can answer you directly too about the questions, about the issues you've actually talked about today. Thank you for your time, and maybe I'll accompany Jimmy the other time I'll be coming back to Germany. Thank you.
Karibu tena sana. Naona nimeambua pati. I hope utatutetea hako kadisi. Niende na we behind curtains niteteane. Please Jimmy, hiyo nafanya leo hapa. Hiyo nimeombwa how do you call that? Yes, that niteteane ka discount. Purity, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, so it was a very, very informative, actually very conclusive, informative. And I like the way you took us through everything very simply. And Jimmy and John, we hope to see you when you're here in Germany. And as Jackie has said, please tupatie ako ka discount. That will really motivate us, all of us, to take part. Actually, the Quick Group are very, very, very powerful investors. Yes, so it will really appreciate to work together. So thank you very much, and hope to see you when you're in Germany. Yeah.
So please, thank you. First of all, thank you very much, everybody who's joined, both on Facebook group and here on live. Jimmy, please give that discount. So anybody who goes there and anybody who says, here, nimetumwa na Quick, please, kama hujapewa discount, rudi. I don't know how to put it. So akisema ni Quick, tafadhali mpatie your discount.
I'll be passing that message to the board. I need to tell the ladies, Jackie ndiye aliweka mkutano usiku karibu na deadline.
Yeah, you have to reveal another one for us.
Someone who has to take the blame. I take the blame. So I didn't know. I wish you told us before that kuna ka discount. Mkutano ingekuwa like months ago. So yeah. Anyway, thanks for that. So let's get back to us with that, and we will really, really appreciate. And asanteni sana for creating time for this evening. Thank you very much. Thank you, Susan, Lucy, Evelyn, Purity, Eve, John, Madeline, Julie, Eve, Petty, Joanne, and Joanne. Thank you very much for inviting us as well. Monica, Moni, and Florence, Galaxy 9, Sikujui, JNC, I don't know you, Evelyn, Eve Siga, and Paddy. Now that you want to switch back to Kenya and we want to go back to Zambia, we can still switch places. So don't worry, we can do that. Let's talk about that behind the curtains. Let's meet in the blue tent, just like the way Kenyans do say. Yes, asanteni sana. for being part of this today. And let's keep in touch, and let's keep investing back home. Na tuwe na jioni njema. Thank you very much for joining in. And the meeting is now officially over, and the recording stops now. Yes.